Hi, how are you today? Today, I have a friend who told me that I could talk a little bit about a video that he made. I just misgendered them. So, recognizing that, super colonial of me. I apologize, Bohiti. Yeah, working on that. They, them. Okay, correcting. All right. So they made an ad, and so now we're going to look at that, and we're going to talk about, um, well, basically, I'm going to talk about what I like about it, talk about what I don't like about it, and also analyze it in a marketing perspective. So some of what we talk about will be subjective, and some of it will be based on numbers. So you'll get like objective and subjective information mixed in. And I will try my best to clarify which as I'm talking, but because, I'm in my head and I'll just be saying shit, um, I'll apologize in advance if I forget to clarify as I go. So yeah, I will try to make this a shorter live than normal because I've been doing like some of my lives will be about an hour, but they've mostly been 2 to 3 on YouTube. So I'm gonna try and do a shorter one, but you know how I am and stuff. So watch us in this live, like.
One eternity later.
Hi, my name is Lexi, also known as and doing business as Deaf Child. In 2022, my company was listed as number 14 Best Louisiana Events Companies and Startups. I have been doing business as Deaf Child since 2013. I have my Bachelor of Science in Music and History Studies and Business Administration, and deafness runs in my family genetically. Speech is not fully accessible to me. And I've got about 50 certifications in marketing and sales that you can find at noladeafchild.com. So, um, yeah, the next thing we're gonna do now is talk about this ad a little bit, and I'm actually really excited just to show it to you guys. And you'll see, I think, why I like it in general, and the one thing where I'm like, but okay, I'm gonna shut up and let's just start it. And we're gonna get to it. We're gonna start with reacting to the ad first in general. I probably should put this in the intro, but whatever. First, we're gonna react to this ad just in general, like watch it, react, some commentary as we go. It's only about a minute ad, so hopefully I don't turn 1 minute into an hour, but you never know with me. Um, and then we're going to look at some of the numbers and just think of it in sort of like an analytical way as well. So yeah, so most of the subjective stuff should be towards the beginning, and most of the objective stuff should be towards the end.
Pause your scroll for a moment to hear about how we're harnessing the power of technology.
So, there's pros and cons to the strategy of doing the pause your scroll for a moment. Um, because that limits this ad specifically to mobile devices, but it is in a mobile format anyway. Uh, so obviously it is made for mobile. So when you're making a mobile ad, it can be good whenever you are having the call to action, stop your scroll, like pay attention in a way when it's specific for mobile, because that kind of shows more of a thought behind the idea that what you're seeing was made for where you're at. You know what I mean? Um, but particularly with the scroll thing, which can be a way to get people's attention to stop them. However, and I mean, those are the ideas behind why that itself can be a good approach. But what I'm seeing is because of ad fatigue, because that approach is used in so many ads these days over so long, I perceive people as getting ad fatigue with that type of call to action now, to where um, a lot of people are just gonna be like, yeah, I don't really give a fuck and keep scrolling anyway, to be honest. Because to be honest, the only time I usually really stop when someone says stop scrolling is honestly if it's like a Palestine related video. A lot of times, or if it's like a creator that I already follow. I'm talking specifically doom scrolling on my For You page, people I never fucking know. Not, I'm not talking about seeing like my friends and people I already follow who obviously I engage with. Um, but yeah, so when I'm doom scrolling and I don't know these fucking people, uh, I don't know. People are like, stop scrolling. I'm just like, to me, it's like, because I know it's something that you use to try and make more people look at you, I'm just like, yeah, I'm good. Like, I don't know why I'm like that because I do marketing. So it's like, maybe I should when I should want to look at like ads and stuff, but because I know that means it's gonna definitely be an ad. usually, it's usually to raise awareness about something when you tell them to stop scrolling. Usually, I very rarely see somebody say that for a personal reason, you know. That's and usually when it's for a personal reason, it's usually still related to raising awareness for something. So a lot of times because I've seen, yeah. So I'll say, damn, I talked way too long about that shit already, but I'm gonna keep fucking going. Um,
like Web3 and NFTs to make a real-world impact. Stop listening to the hype of these different influencers telling you that if you buy this NFT or that coin, that you're gonna make millions of dollars when it seems to only happen for a few of them.
I will say that is a good point. Like, because with NFTs, I feel like the reason people don't like it is one or two things, right? One thing, which is what he just, fuck, why am I like this? That really says something about me. They just said, fuck. Okay, redirect, reset. Um, but you know what? You know, whatever. I'ma just, because I want to keep going on tangents now because but we're gonna try so hard to focus. Can I do it? I don't know. Anywho, but with NFTs, there's usually two extreme issues that I see. One is with the ad that they just showed, where you're thinking more in terms of like you see all of these scammers. Half of the scams and spammers you see on TikTok and Instagram these days are like something to do with like Forex or crypto or Bitcoin and exchanging and stock market and stuff like that. Like that's half the scams and spammers you see these days. Um, but yeah, so fucking, I totally get. Like, I feel like that's probably the point that they're making, or like speaking to. And then there's also this other idea where people are like, well, NFTs are a made-up concept. And you know what's kind of funny to me is, so I don't know this dude's intention. So I am talking about my interpretation of this book that I read. So I read this book called Money Shapes Everything, How Finance Shapes Civilization. I haven't read that book in years, so I think I said this title right. And it's by this dude named William H. Goetze. I think that's how you spell it. I'm not really sure. But so that dude, he wrote a book, and the fucking point that I think he was trying to make was about how we need money as a neutral unit to exchange goods and shit. But what I feel like the point he actually made was money is a fake concept that doesn't mean shit and is used to oppress, and debt can be erased anytime, but it isn't. No one cares and it's all made up. So when people are like, oh, NFTs or digital currencies made up, I'm just like, okay, well, find a different critique because so is money. You know what I mean? Um, but all right, we're gonna keep going. Sorry.
We're flipping the script and using these innovations to drive positive change and help people who are experiencing homelessness, who are migrants and refugees, and just need a helping hand. This is the Phygital Food Project, where NFT sales and auctions are used to fund meals for those in need.
So basically what they are showing right here, um, they have a metaverse set up, and they'll send you the link, if you get in touch with them. And I linked to Phygital Food in my description on this video. And if you get in touch with them, you can get the link to all of that. So basically what they're doing is NFT sales. And just like it says, what that funds is and they do this on TikTok. Well, they've been doing this on TikTok lives. I don't know if they're still going to be using TikTok lives, but they've been going live and showing what they do with the funds from this as well. So there's like full transparency across the board. Then they go and they take that money and yeah, and what I like is that they show like the handoff and stuff, but they're not like shoving food in people's faces and shit like that, they're just proving that they did the thing. And like you barely really see the other people. You mostly see them. They're mostly live while they're waiting for the food to come out. You mostly see that, and then see them take it to the car and travel with it there, and stuff. So like just doing what they can with the resources they have available to them, and it's better than what a lot of other fucking people are fucking. So it's just like that. So for people with like, I know so many people that have like a little extra expendable income and resources who do look for ways to help the community with those resources. So if that is you, definitely give Phygital Food Project a look. I think that, you'll find it's kind of entertaining to be in the little metaverse. It really feels like you're playing a little video game. Okay.
For those in need. This isn't just about transactions, it's about transforming lives. Join us in rewriting the narrative that Web3 is just about money, and let's show the world that technology can be a force for good. Be sure to like, comment, follow, and share this video, and check out the rest that are on the page to show your support.
So that's what I was like, what they were showing you right here in the video was what I was telling you. And like they do show the handoff of the food, but they're not like, and in some cases, because they have limited hands, there will be like the people, you'll end up seeing people and everything showing what they're doing, but overall it's not like, I don't feel that it has a saviorism energy. But perhaps you're welcome to disagree with me on that, because everybody has different lived experiences to impact that perception. That's just how I feel and why I feel okay with it, like from someone who's been through things like this, who's needed somebody to give me food and help me with housing and things like that. I find that this is a pretty good balance of awareness without exploiting the trauma or anything, or and stuff. So, but that's my personal take. And I understand reasons for disagreeing, but we're gonna keep going.
And help us in our mission of helping people in need. You can also learn more on our website at www.phygitalfood.org. Pause your scroll.
All right, so that's the ad. That is it. So, as I said, I had a critique for it, and the biggest critique that I think I had was the stop your scroll thing at the beginning there. I don't think I missed anything else. Let me see here. I'm gonna be right back in 1 minute.
We're harnessing the power of technology like Web3 and NFTs to make a real these different that if you buy this NFT to make a real world impact. Stop listening to the hype of these different influencers telling you that if you buy this NFT or that coin that you're gonna make millions of dollars when it seems to only happen for a few of you. We're flipping the script and using these innovations to drive positive change
Oops, I forgot that I turned this down. So, um, but yeah, basically that is all of the ads so far that wanted to look at. Next thing that we're gonna do is look at some of the technical aspects, but I needed to pull that up. And I'm sorry, I forgot to warn you guys about the volume before I said when I said I'd be right back. But I've been trying to do that um, because of how I'm using OBS and like I'll download the volume. I've been downloading that volume at like one certain level. I wonder if I try lowering the volume in the original file and then playing it, if that would matter. Whenever I change my post outro, I will play with that volume adjustment, and uh, I will eventually work on a new like break stepping away thing for my lives as well. And you know, so working on creating a better experience. So I apologize if that music was jarring. But anyway, so the next thing we want to do is look at some of the advertising for all of this. But you know what I forgot to do is so is this the thing? This is from February 27th. So we have 3 likes here, including from me. I totally should have brought this up already, but let's go see. Where is February 27th at? How far back is it? Whoops. What day are you? Oh, that's way back. That's 2023. Okay, so.
I'll just
Is
roll
this
for a
one
moment.
Yep, this one's it. Um. Okay. No, that's a different one. Oh, that one's from before. Okay. Then it's this one, huh? Nope. Is it pinned?
Pause just
No,
roll for
it's
a
this
moment.
one. It was pinned. That makes sense. Okay, so this one's got 38 views and 3 likes. Sorry that took me so long to get there. So that is a little less than a 10%. It's between a 5 and 10%. I don't know, math off the top of my head. Oh, I forgot to fucking show this thing anyway. So, whoops, my bad. I was talking about this shit. So, this has about 38 views. This video. And so that's what I was just looking for and talking about here. So it didn't get a lot of traction in the algorithm, but around a 10% engagement rate isn't too bad for a social media post. It's about on average. I think part of the issue that prevented more traction in the algorithm here is the hashtags. They're all extremely related to each other, and because at the same thing, well, mutual aid and giving back are slightly different, and helping other like so helping others, giving back, and mutual aid basically mean the same thing, and then the helping the homeless people kind of connects the giving back, mutual aid, and helping others, and it's kind of part of that, and then it also connects with feeding the homeless, and all of that's kind of related in the homeless people, but it's also closely tied to strictly the mutual aid and people within the lower income and mutual aid network in general. That I mean, just because you're broke or in a lower income doesn't necessarily mean you don't know about NFTs, because like most office workers are making right at or below poverty. There's people, you'll go on LinkedIn, see job applications, and they'll be like, you need to have a master's of business administration, you need 10 years work experience, and the pay is 7.25 an hour. I swear to God, you make more as a server than you do in most office positions these days. Um, so, because of all of these factors and because of how big income disparity is right now, a lot of people are in that lower range within the mutual aid realm. Statistically speaking, most of the population, statistically speaking, are on the lower side of income disparity. Um, so, with that being said, you're not reaching people with these hashtags who necessarily have um, expendable income. Is that the word I'm looking for? I don't know what I'm really trying to like extra money. You know what the fuck I mean? To be blunt, there's like a better business terms for this shit, but I'm just gonna be fucking blunt. You're not reaching people who have more money to spend on you. Like if you were using terms like corporate social responsibility and philanthropy, yeah, those are some white supremacist, whitewashed, capitalist, colonial, businessy terms. But at the same time, that's what would put you in the algorithm to where you are reaching people you can guilt trip with extra money. Um, to be honest, and uh, fucking yeah, I think that, and then because it could be either because you didn't have to do too many. Just thinking about like how to reach when you're making your ad, targeting it someone with that extra income to spend. Because a lot of people looking for mutual aid content are usually the people who need mutual aid. A lot of people who give mutual aid aren't using like mutual aid content. And then there will be like a lot of people who will be giving back is pretty common for rich white people fucking to try and do. Like they made like that whole giving back, what was it, like a giving back Tuesday? It's like the small business Saturday initiative or whatever or some shit like that. Um so, you know, people do things like that. That's like totally a thing. Um But I think part of it, when just in terms of this video, particularly hitting the algorithm, could have been more of like to do with the lack of hashtags. And also, just to note, I will put longer descriptions of my videos in my videos, because every now and then people will read it, or it's just like kind of for me for like documentation purposes, or it will actually help you rank for some of that information in SEO and Google online. Um, I will find though, in general, I don't think a lot of people read TikTok descriptions on the videos because I'm constantly putting information in my own videos for my own TikTok descriptions. And people ask me about the fucking thing I put in the description. And I can't edit the description, so it's not like I change it. So I'm like, did you not read that? Like, so many times. So I will say, I don't think a lot of people read the descriptions. But I don't think that you put too much. You were a little more specific with what you give away in terms of the food, water, shelter, and everything like that within. Well, actually, you don't give away, but you just said people are struggling with it. I lied. Uh, Reading and speaking at the same time is not my strongest suits. Well, reading and speak, I can read what I'm speaking. Like I can say what I'm reading fine, but if I'm reading something and then saying something else, I'll be like saying all kinds of crazy shit. Um, but yeah, fucking. Okay, well, I guess with copywriting, you know, talking about how people are struggling could be a good tool with copywriting in terms of invoking emotions because people do act on emotions. So whenever you use things like, there's like an acronym called I think of it like fig and then like like the juice from like, when you're cooking, like JUS. So FIGJUS because it stands for, I'm sorry, I'm over like it stands for, I didn't blink. But fear, indifference, greed, um, the Jones effect, urgency, the power of suggestion. I've seen people use S mostly for the power of suggestion, and I've also seen it for scarcity. Um, or maybe I'm getting that confused because honestly I haven't studied that in a minute. But I've seen it for both scarcity or power of suggestion, and one of them is more common than the other. Um, but the Jones effect is the idea that people don't really like to be first to do something and they don't like to be last to do something. They kind of like to be on that trend wave, like in the middle when everybody's doing it. So the Jones effect is an idea. There's typically a curve to when people tend to take action in terms of, typically that applies to, I find, trends, but it can also apply to um I like moments, like what everybody else is doing in a moment, which I guess is a trend, but it can be like event related too. So for example, like if everybody is buying merch, there's a big line of merch at a event. In some cases, it will deter people because they're like, I'm not about to go wait in that fucking line. But in some cases, it'll make more people want to go buy because they're like, if other people are buying merch, I kind of want to see what's worth getting, or maybe I want some too, you know? Um, so yeah, and I feel like the same will happen with like food, because if there's like no, the same thing will happen at restaurants. Like a sometimes if there's like a lot of people at a restaurant, that will be a reason for people to want to go, because they'll be like, all these other people love it, I have to try it too. Versus some people will be like, fuck that shit, I'm hungry right now, I'm not waiting for that, you know. So it's always just like, no matter what you do, um, there's gonna be just like different, you know, I don't like, I was about to say different strokes for different folks, but I don't have a good mind for that expression. Um, sorry. But okay. Um, yeah, I don't know if I have much else to say. I'm looking on marinating, thinking about just tools in general for content production that I've been using or I've started using in general recently also. Um, Oh, you know what? Sorry, before I get there, I got a little distracted. That is interesting because most of your videos have easily, like, what, 4 or 5, 6 times more engagement. So I do find that interesting. So let's look at, I see a 960 down there. Let's look at your more popular vid. Oh, 191, there's a 2,000 views. Okay, let's compare this video to their most popular video real quick before we go, because I just kind of want to see in what their one's 1,600, oh, 3,805 views. I think that's the most popular one I see. I don't know if this is their most popular one, period, but let's just say it's the most popular one I can easily access right now. So we're gonna go for that 3,001 if I see it again. Where the fuck are you, Marco? Um. All right, let's just do a quick comparison, real quick, of this video because it's way more popular.
Anybody else over here too? I got a bunch of tacos, rice and beans from Mr. Mocajetes. Hey, what's up? How you going? We're over here in the truck. Anybody else here too? I got a bunch.
See, that's what I like, because you're spreading awareness. You're showing that you're doing what you said you were going to do with the money, but you're not putting the camera in anybody's faces. But look how fucking dystopian this is. Y'all see those big ass houses right there in that background? Look at that. Look how fucking dystopian this is. Are those big ass houses? I have blurry vision. Those look kind of like big ass houses behind trees to me, or is that like a building? Maybe I'm wrong. But either way, it's dystopian. Okay, let's keep going.
Tacos, arroz, habichuela.
You know what I think one of the biggest differences too between um like the beginning of each video is the second video. This has mystery to it. Like for real though, like I really thought, like, you know, what was that movie? There was like a movie I watched when I was a kid, and it was about these kids. I don't remember what the fuck it was called, and maybe I'm fucking crazy, but it was about these kids, and it wasn't a real doc. I think it wasn't. No, it wasn't a real documentary. It was a film to look like a documentary, where these kids were filming themselves walking into the woods. You know what the fuck I mean? And it kind of felt like that, and it was a horror movie. And you know, this is what that looks like. It's a bleak day. Those trees are dead. Like, you just really feel like someone's gonna run at you with a knife right now. Like, this is something that gets people's attention. They're ready to start watching. Because the other one just went when you're just like, hey, stop scrolling, that's just kind of like, hey, look at me. And it's just like, I am looking at you, bitch. No offense. Hey, what's up, Bohidi? I'm such a bitch. I'm a bitch. I'm sorry. Um, but yeah, fucking no. So I like this one, but I was just saying that's why I like this one better because it's like it pulls you in. It's an immersive experience. Immersive. The caption didn't know what the fuck to put because I can't speak. Um, well, it's, a lot of times I blame the captioner for being shitty because it's like craptions, but this time that one was on me. Um, but okay, so yeah, this video is just like it's natural, and it doesn't even feel. I guess it's not technically an ad unless you consider all content production advertising, but it's just more of you showing what you do. And I think incorporating that into your advertising is better. Like you hook them with something like this, and then for those who are interested in this part, you know what I'm saying? Because when you start people off with the, I guess, because maybe that was your way of trying to qualify the buyer for the people who know web NFTs with the messaging there. Whenever you're telling them, you jump right into the technical. But for a lot of people, that feels like you're kind of almost being sold to. And with so many content creators out there doing this whole like 4x like Bitcoin mining type shit that I was mentioning earlier, that's their general approach with how they start videos can kind of be like that. Um, and so I think because this one just feels more personal, that's the difference. So just start off being yourself before you to capture their attention before you be like, oh, and by the way, here's the technical shit, kind of thing. Um, I think that might be more helpful with that content creation. And yeah, I was also going to say perhaps getting advice from a marketer who's more decolonized than me might help too. But I don't know if that's something I should laugh about. Okay, we're gonna keep going. Well, I like to laugh at myself, but I don't know if that topic in general should be something I joke about. But you know what? I'm gonna keep going.
How you doing? That's what's up. Stay warm out here. Yeah.
You know what I would actually think would be like kind of like a cool ad would be taking like the walk from this video and then kind of having like the overlay information and it's kind of being like I can't think of the right hook or call to action off the top of my head because it's got to be like a much better hook than what I'm about to say because what I'm about to say is just the idea of what they should be doing, not an actual fucking hook. Because that needs a little more time to brainstorm on sometimes. Well, sometimes they just come right out of me, but sometimes I need a little more time to finesse that. But basically, we want to do some type of hook that invites them on this journey with you. You know what I mean? To come follow you down this path. And you can take different approaches. You could do a sentimental, emotional approach, or you could do a bit of a. So, clickbait can go wrong or you can do it right. Some people don't mind clickbait if it's a good content. And I think a good way to kind of do a little clickbaity with this would be to be like kind of like what I was saying where this looks like a fucking horror movie. You know what I mean? Kind of play into the mystery of it, like where are we going type thing. Like come find out with me what the fuck I'm doing type thing. Um, where you don't where you're not like misleading them, but it's just it looks creepy. You know what I mean? Like that, like the I don't know what I'm saying is even if that makes sense. And I feel like what I mean by clickbait done well versus clickbait done wrong. Um, I don't think you should ever clickbait any type of trauma or real life personal issue. I always feel like that is wrong. But then sometimes, I think like if somebody, holds a certain type of beliefs and then they do a video with a different title to get viewers. I don't necessarily always necessarily hate the clickbait. Like if I were I was like to make a video, be like, let me talk about why I love Donald Trump. And as the title. And my everyone I know would be like, what the fuck? What the fuck is she making an I love Donald Trump video? This has to be a lie. This has to be clickbait. Is she really switching sides right now? What the fuck is happening? People would go click that, right? Type thing. So, um, maybe that was a bad idea. I don't think it's necessarily well, depending. Hmm. I can't decide actually in hindsight how I feel about that example because I take politics connection to human right, therefore association to trauma and the quality of living of people. So maybe that itself shouldn't be joked about, but um or clickbaited on. So maybe that was a bad example, but on the other hand, where if it's just the idea of like a person that I don't like, and it does no actual harm to the person, like me talking shit on Donald Trump does nothing to the dude, to be real, you know, um, things like that, like, or if it's just like when it's like a joke, it's like clearly facetious, I don't know. I'm getting into a word vomit, putting my foot in my mouth. Fucking. All right, let's see. Did we finish this video?
Okay. It was okay. It was okay.
Hey, you did it before.
Yeah,
Yeah. The breakfast before?
maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been out here giving some food. Let's see. Okay, we got another person. Cool. All right.
And then you know what else you could do? You could add like right now, like an AI trend is super popular. I recently did a video on Nyane versus Pinky Doll, but I would really use Nyane as an example. Honestly, I'm gonna show you what I mean real quick. Um, I just went to myself because I'm out of it, but shut up, not you.
Buy me a gun.
How the fuck you get you to shut the fuck up? Okay, I mean, you know what I mean. I hate when the shit auto plays, and I'm like, make it stop. Okay, fuck. All right, let me just show you what I mean real quick, cause with the ooh. All right, I just want to show you what I mean real quick with the AI part, and I'm gonna just do this with the sound off, just to because see right here, this automation right there. You see this editing? I love that. It's so cute. So where she has that type of automation. So if you had some type of like editing overlay automation as you were walking through that path, talk with like about with information about the NFTs and like the where you at
Pause just
right here, you and then like different these scenes right here popping up.
technology.
So you could have like she'll have see how she has like different images in real life for each thing where then it clicks and then it goes on her face, and then it builds from there. You could do the same, like a similar idea or anything that works for you, really. But if that's too much editing, something simpler could just be to be adding in like a voice overlay discussing some of the information you were talking about in here, and then maybe adding in cuts like this right here just looks super professional. So like things like that are always good to include, you know? Um, so yeah, I feel like that would be a good way to kind of combine those two different, like those ad experiences, or like to take what is your most popular content with what is currently doing well in social media, whether it be that example or any other example you could think of, and then combining it with the message you want to perform better and putting that all together into new content, I feel like it's going to do really well for you.
Come on through, guys. So we got tacos. Here we go, here we go. Here, you want to take anybody else there?
Yeah, just three. Oh, no, you're going to have to give me one next.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was saying. If you want 2, 3.
I apologize if this is bitchy of me, because if I wanted them to have drinks first, maybe I should go fucking do it myself. But how do you give people their food first without drinks first? You know, you gotta have a drink before your food, my friend. I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. Well, I'm not kidding. I think that's the true thing. But I'm sorry. Um, but no. But that, like, I really like, with the way that you're showing, like, okay, so what you did with your money is going where I said it was going. Like, a lot of people, like, they will be doing all these donations and they don't show the follow through. So the follow through is here, And so
I'd rather take more.
See, because I got a lot.
I'll take you too. You soda?
Yeah, take the sodas too. Or here.
Can I take out the soda?
Why don't we carry it over there and then people can pick it out, yeah?
Oh, you can carry it. You can leave it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Or here, why don't you do this? How many people?
I got 4 in there.
4 people over there?
And I got 3.
Okay, so take 1, 2, 3, 4. Go ahead, you can take that, put that stuff in the box, go ahead.
And the other 2 for the other 2 guys.
Yeah, and then 2 more, right?
Yeah. I appreciate it, man.
Thank you, brother.
God bless.
Alright, take care, man. Stay safe out here, stay warm. Okay, we got a few drinks left.
So yeah, another tip I was thinking would be like, I don't know if you got their consent to include them in these videos. But I would make sure that, like, I feel like on a certain level, when you're not at a certain amount of following and not enough people have seen it, like, when you make these mistakes, yeah, they still matter, but it doesn't have as much of an impact as when or if you get bigger. But I do feel like, just like a critique in general for going forward, would be to make sure that, like, you have consent for, if you're using their face, if you accidentally get their face, either to cut it out, or if you do use their face, to get the consent. I think would be a really good move, just to make sure. And maybe you did get consent. I don't know if you got consent or not. But regardless, if you didn't, I feel like it's not, even it does matter a lot to me to get consent. I don't harp on it too hard with people though, because I know that it's not common knowledge for people to know that they do need to or should be getting consent. Like, but yeah, that would just be my critique.
Just got about 8 meals left, it looks like. Here we go. There's a guy on the street actually over here right now. So let's go get him some food.
Oh yeah, back to my other point, like, a lot of what we were looking at, I'm gonna mute this for a second. A lot of what we were looking at earlier was like, we didn't even have people's faces, it just had people's hands. What the fuck are you playing in traffic for? God damn it, why the fuck are you playing in traffic, Bohidi? Playing Frogger over here. My Jesus. Like, right here, you see, you're not really showing the dude. There's kind of his face there, but not really. Okay, kind of, but I don't know. You see, like, for parts of it, he wasn't really there. We could see that he existed. So for those clips, I feel like you don't necessarily, like, consent doesn't necessarily matter as much then in terms of that. But just like when you got people's face and they're identifiable. I would make sure I have consent if you don't. if you haven't thought of that before. Um, but at this rate, I don't think that you're at like big enough following and views, honestly, for that to like. I don't think any of either of us, and I don't even think like honestly, I've seen way worse to the, but that doesn't matter just because like you've seen worse doesn't but because I still feel like in a lot of ways he did this way better than I've seen so many other people try to do when they approach these types of issues. So I'm not trying to make you feel like, you know what I mean, you're not doing good enough because you're doing amazing. Um, that's just something that crossed my mind. And I did another video based specifically on child exploitation, but a lot of the thought process as well behind the consent and autonomy aspects of it can also apply to these types of situations. I think I was watching this live stream, or maybe I've seen a different. I think I watched you do this live stream.
Amazing, amazing. We got them here with us. So really quickly, how long have y'all been in here at this place? How long have you been in business here, and serving the community?
2 years.
2 years.
Almost 2 years.
Wow. Okay. So yeah, 2 years. And then also too, you could tell that they've got a lot of really good stuff here. It's a great place to.
I like that you're highlighting the business. If you said the business name here, I missed it because I was talking. My bad. But I like that you're, highlighting the business that you're getting food from. I think if you didn't, I think I may have seen you do a live from here. Oh, what's up? But yes, this is such a cute video. I think saw y'all do a live from here. That looks good. I'm hungry. I need to go eat now. I'm about to go eat after this. So I like that you're highlighting the food and everything. Yeah, so combine this type of content with this type of you know what I mean? Like, you're on the right path. So clearly, like, because of this, where it's more of the lifestyle content, you're showing the proof of the pudding, you're showing where the money's going, all of that. And it doesn't feel like you're being sold to. People love to buy, but they hate to be sold to. You know what I mean? Um, and so, like, and the reason I was like, regardless of like if you like makeup, if you just kind of look through Nyane's videos a bit, just for some, just to see because they're all mostly 1 minute, I believe, and just to see the way that she does marketing, the way she incorporates products into her marketing, the way she does video editing and tells stories, and how most of her content are straight up fucking ads, but they don't feel like it, you know? So watching her video just for like 5 to 10 of those, I think is a good tip for anybody like, thinking of ways to do better on advertising because, um, yeah. Oh, shrimp, man. My roommate is allergic to shellfish. And I'm such a bitch. One year on his birthday, I convinced him to go to my favorite restaurant so I could get blue crab beignets on his birthday when he's allergic to shellfish. So, fuck me, right? I'm, but, um, okay. I've been trying to work on being a better friend. But anywho, yeah. So I feel like the reasons are very obvious as to why this is such a much better performing video than this one. And it's like, no offense. That's still a good video. It's still, there's nothing technically wrong with the video. It's a fine video. It's a good video. It just could be better. But yeah, I've been rambling a lot. So I am going to shut the fuck up before I put my foot in my mouth about anything again or anything like that. I do think you're doing great things. Um, and I really enjoy getting to watch the development and everything like that. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing the other content that comes out. Did I apologize for misgendering you, Bohiti? I apologize for that. I am so sorry. Working on doing better with that. Yes, super, super decolonizing. I don't know what it says about me. I personally didn't even learn about different pronouns until about 2019, within the last 5 years. And I feel like I usually do pretty good with getting pronouns right, but then like every now and then if I'm just talking thoughtlessly, I will revert to colonial norms of pronouns. And I don't know what that says about me. It's just kind of like just me noticing and analyzing and seeing where I am in my decolonizing journey on that level. It's just not like, so, I mean, it doesn't change the harm or offense ever, because I take misgendering very seriously, but it's just a problem that I never intentionally, I'm like, oh, let me misgender this person, but it just like, whenever I'm like speaking word vomit, I'll accidentally say he or she when I should be saying they. Um, th- they, not that, captioner. Okay. So yeah, that is something that I'm working on, working all the time to decolonize my language, work on myself. It doesn't, but yeah. So I'm gonna keep talking about that, and then I'm bad at apologizing too. Also, I'm sorry. I said we keep talking about it, but let me keep talking about it. But I'm really bad at apologizing too because I don't want to make you feel like you have to make me feel better because I feel bad about what I did. But then I don't want you to think I don't feel bad. But then I don't, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. But then, right? Fucking, yeah, I'm crazy. Okay, so, anywho, definitely, let me know if anything I said was I cannot speak, was harmful or hurtful or anything like that. Would love to change that, work on it. Yeah, and I appreciate you guys. Thank you for watching me today. I'm gonna shut the fuck up before I say something else fucked up. So, yeah. Thanks for watching. You might want to adjust the volume after all of this because a loud music is going to play. So yeah, adjust the volume. And then if you're coming to these lives anyway, I do have a loyalty program, nolo.child.com/loyalty. If you sign up for my site as a member and you follow the check-in procedure, you can get points just for showing up to these lives anyway. So I just want to let you know about that. Yeah, about that. Yeah, I always have a really hard time saying goodbye because saying goodbye really just kind of feels like you're Tom Hanks. You know what I mean? Over here, just like well done. But anywho, yeah. So thank you for being here and goodbye.